Hello again, this is Spencer Colgan from Spencer Colgan is Wallpaper. What is shading? When you have a wallpaper that says, be careful, this wallpaper shades or does what's called paneling. I'm going to show you something about wallpaper and shading. Take a look at the grass in front of us. From the camera, I'm going to prove something about what shading is, and that it's not a problem with your wallpaper per se. Take a look at the grass here. The color of the grass here is green, right? But right here, it looks like it's a lighter green, right? I'm going to show you that there's no difference in color. Now let's go up to the grass. Now, well, let's ask the viewers to keep an eye on their camera where the color of grass looks lighter. Okay, now let's go right up to it. And they would agree that this grass right here looked lighter. But now go right over it. Don't block the sunlight, go behind it. Yeah. So there's no color difference. The difference is the angle at which the grass receives the light. That's what makes it look different. Let's go look at wallpaper now. Let's show them this wallpaper. This wallpaper is a vinyl, a residential vinyl wallpaper. Bring them up close. Show them that it has a raised texture. Bring them close. You have to change the angle to make sure that they can actually see it. And they can actually see that it has a raised texture. Okay, the point is this. When you hang a sheet of this wallpaper and then put another one next to it, you may actually see what looks like a difference in color. And you scream at your wallpaper guy and say, hey, it's a difference in color. What's behind this one? Is it a different glue? No, same thing. Well, what happened? I'll tell you what happened. Let me demonstrate to you what happens with wallpaper. Now, you folks may not know a lot about wallpaper. You understand physics, though. This is basic physics. Would you say the pressure on this piece of the wallpaper is greater or lesser than the pressure on the wallpaper right here? When it's all rolled up, kept in storage for 5-6 months from the manufacturer, then gets shipped to you, which wallpaper has greater pressure on it, here or here? Well, if you chose here, you're absolutely right. And why is that? When this paper gets rolled up nice and tight, the texture gets compressed, okay? So when you open up your wallpaper, this texture here is gonna be slightly more compressed than the vinyl all the way up here. And what will be the difference? You can't see it here, but I'm gonna tell you what, you're gonna see it when you hang it. And it's gonna manifest a paneling or shading effect. And what does that do? Well, these raised little particles are going to present themselves at a different angle than the raised particles at the top. And just like the grass that's going this way and that way manifests a different color from here, when you get up here, there's no color difference. It is the angle at which the grass is shooting up that gives the appearance of a different color. Same way here, the angle at which these little bumps come off of this paper are flatter here. Press them down than the ones up here. And therefore, the lighting in your room is going to bounce off of these little angled protrusions differently than the way the light will bounce off of here. And although it will look like a color differential, what you really have is a differential in the manner in which it's receiving the light. That's all. Let's take a look at this wallpaper. This is also textured slightly. And because it's textured slightly, there is less of a manifestation of a so-called color differential, because this is so slight that it's almost a negligible issue when you compare it to this wallpaper. This has a lot more texture than this. You're going to get less of a shading issue with this, if any at all. You're not going to get anything on this. If any of you gentlemen have what is called a cowlick in your hair, you'll understand, like I do, when you go to your barber, he says, you have cowlicks all over your head. And what is a cowlick? Some of your hair goes this way, some of your hair goes that way. And what does it look like? A difference in color. But when you get up close, there's no difference in color. It's simply the angle at which the light is bouncing off of your hair, or your wallpaper, or your grass, that manifests a difference in color. I was going to go inside and get a brush to show you. I have this very small brush. It's not a brush, it's actually a round thing that I bought to comb my hair. If they should get compressed and flattened out in an area, it's going to look like, whoa, what happened here? It's because it's flattened out. And it'll even look like a different color because the light is shining off of those bristles at a different angle. Now, one last thing. This is a match pattern wallpaper, as is this. If you don't want shading on your wallpaper, you're gonna get it with this, but you're not gonna notice it. You know why? Because you're matching this to the next set of bricks, to the next set of bricks. But when your eye has no pattern to look at, your eyes are looking, we're all perfectionists to a degree. Your eyes are looking for perfection, and what you're seeing is the imperfections of the equality or the lack of equality with which the light is hitting the different parts of the paper. So no pattern, you're looking at it like this. Why does it look different? When you have all of this busyness going on these bricks, you see the beauty of the order of the bricks continuing from this one to this one to that one. But when you have no pattern at all, and it's a grass cloth or just a solid color that is called faux grass cloth, it's fake, well then you're noticing everything wrong with the wallpaper, but it really is just a differential in the way the raised texture presents itself on the wall. The pieces that come off the top sheet and the part that comes off the bottom has a different level of compression, and therefore this part will receive the light differently than this. With grass cloth, although compression is not an issue, you literally have a hand-woven, hand-manufactured product where those pieces are just being put in, threaded around. That adds to the beauty of it. You'll always see the seams, and you'll always see differentials in color and actually the shapes. We're not talking about grass cloth. We're talking about simple, textured wallpaper. That's the reason why it looks different. You'll see this difference, especially if you have non-pattern vinyl wallpaper, simply because the texture gets compressed. If you want no shading at all, go out and get yourself wallpaper. No vinyl, just paper. Paper doesn't get compressed. You'll never see shading in that. This is Spencer Colgan from Spencer Colgan is Wallpaper. Sorry about the Bell's palsy. Still working through it. Please click on like and subscribe to my channel, and we will see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.